On the screen mode, please. We'll start with Chetan.
You're very emotive on it's just a question away from it. You're very emotive on field. A lot of expressions at different times. Does that take the pressure of captaincy from you a bit? Is that because obviously it's your true self?
I didn't understand the question. Does that take the pressure of?
As a captain, you have to think of so many things: 10 players, 11 players,
Yes.
12 teams, hitting. Obviously, the pressure of winning. Does that mean your true self on the field? How does that help take off the pressure off your shoulders on the pitch?
I'm always my true self. I'm never. Yeah, I mean I've been given a job that I have to execute. It doesn't matter how I do it. I didn't quite relate to the question honestly because it's a very basic thing. I mean, you have to be your true self at all times. So if I'm able to execute things in that, maybe yes, it does help me.
Tim.
The crowd through the series, especially last week, that's very excellent, really. Are you optimistic for the future interest in Test cricket in India?
Definitely, it matters. The kind of cricket that we play as a side, we're always playing for results, and that's something that the crowds always want to see. So, they want to see Test matches getting to a conclusion, not ending in boring draws and stuff like that. Even if it's a draw, it has to be a competitive one. So that's something that the crowd wants to see, and that's the kind of cricket that we have provided over the past few months, and that's why we see so many people come in and want to watch this Indian team play because they understand what they're going to get on the field, and it's not going to be the kind of cricket that's not going to take the game anywhere. It's going to be played with a vision to win, and that's exactly what the crowd wants, and that's why the connect is made between the players and the crowd as well.
Sanjeev.
विराट 15-16 साल पहले भारतीय टीम को टीम इंडिया का नाम दिया गया था इस तरह से स्वर्ण कि उसमें कई जूनियर्स आए फिर एक अच्छी टीम बन गई। आपके साथ भी वैसे है कि एक से एक के बाद एक नए लड़के आ रहे हैं परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, तो आप क्या इसको विराट टीम इंडिया कह सकते हैं?
मैं नहीं कह सकता। मैं कैसे कह सकता?
मतलब 18 जीत लगातार हासिल की नहीं आपके लिए और भारतीय टीम के लिए अच्छी बात है कि एक स्टेप और आगे जाएगी। भारतीय टीम बस इतने बेंच स्ट्रेंथ की कमी होती थी, हर एक लेवल पे अच्छे बैट्समैन, अच्छे बॉलर, अच्छे।
देखिए, आप चाहते हैं कि जिस तरह क्रिकेट आगे बढ़े और क्रिकेट की क्वालिटी इंप्रूव हो, उसके साथ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंप्रूव होता है, फैसिलिटीज़ अच्छी हो जाती हैं, उसके बाद क्रिकेटर्स प्रोफेशनल होने लगते हैं, उनका माइंडसेट अच्छा हो जाता है। तो आप देखिए अगर कि जो टीम में आता है अभी उनको पता है कि एक सर्टेन बेंचमार्क है फिटनेस का, परफॉर्मेंस का, माइंडसेट एक तरीके का होना चाहिए। तो हम यही चाहते हैं कि जब प्लेयर्स टीम इंडिया में आए तो वो मैच रेडी हों। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि टीम इंडिया में आके आप 1 साल तक सीख रहे हैं कि अभी क्या करना है, तो उसमें काफ़ी टाइम निकल जाता है और वो प्रेशर कई लोग फेस नहीं कर पाते। लेकिन अगर आप प्रिपेयर्ड हैं, आप प्रोफेशनल हैं, आपको पता है मेहनत कैसे करनी है, आपको गेम के लिए कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, तो आपके पास बेटर चांस होता है परफॉर्मेंस देने का। जैसे कि KL राहुल हैं, करुण नायर हैं, ये लोग सीधा टीम में आए हैं और आप देख लीजिए परफॉर्मेंस, स्पेशली करुण नायर, अजिंक्य जैसे बैट्समैन को रिप्लेस करना इंजरी के बाद, जो इतने 2 साल से कंसिस्टेंटली परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं टेस्ट मैचेस में, और आके 300 रन बनाना, मतलब उससे बड़ी स्टेटमेंट वो नहीं दे सकते थे अपनी टीम। तो वो दिखाता है कि आगे की जनरेशन हमेशा और स्मार्ट होती जाएगी और समझती जाएगी दूसरों को देख के कि कैसे किया जाता है और हमें क्या करना है इंडियन टीम में जाके परफॉर्म करने के लिए। तो इट्स जस्ट एवोल्यूशन। और मतलब ये लोग जितने यंगस्टर्स हैं इनको देख के कभी कभी हैरानी होती है कि मतलब कितने दे पिकअप थिंग्स वेरी वेल। तो दे वेरी स्मार्ट एंड इट शोज ऑन द फील्ड द वे दे प्ले।
DD. Sir, one question only because we have a lot of questions to take. One question. I appreciate that. One question, please.
What was special about Jadeja on the day and Jadeja in general, and do you think like he's probably emerging out of Ashwin's shadow?
See, Jadeja, we as a team don't think of these things at all, that everyone's playing in Ashwin's shadow. Everyone, when they're running in with the ball, they want to take wickets for the Indian cricket team. I think these comparisons and these scenarios are created from the outside world, and that's something that we do not focus on. Jadeja takes a lot of pride in his performance. Obviously, as a bowler, he wants to pick up as many wickets as he can. But if you see, every time Ashwin has picked up wickets, the economy rate from the other end is not more than 2 from Jadeja. So Ashwin will himself tell you that Jadeja has played a massive role in him being able to make those breakthroughs, because there's literally no runs from both ends, and they bowl brilliantly in partnerships for us this whole season. And I'm really happy for Jadeja, especially with the bat, the way he's coming up. We've always believed that he's had the ability, but he himself is realizing it now, and he prepares really well to go out there and score crucial runs for the team. And he's been able to do that, so that for me has been a bigger positive. We all know how accurate his bowling is, but the biggest plus with Jadeja for the last few months, if you ask me, has been his batting.
Dilip.
With all that leg stump rough, what made you wait 20 overs before bringing Jadeja? Was there some other plan in place?
Well, we tried initially as well, but we created a lot of chances. Obviously, when you have a decent rough in front of you and 2 left-handers batting, you invariably will get the off-spinner going, because if he can bowl, he can spin the ball from the stumps, and Ashwin created those opportunities for us. And after that, it was a case of understanding that the wicket is slowing down, so we might not be able to get so much help from the wicket. So that's the time when we brought in Jadeja, because he has that extra pace on the ball, and we just wanted to keep hitting that area, and he did it pretty well. We tried Mishra as well from that end, but we needed that extra pace on the ball. So it's all about figuring out if the wicket is playing nicely, what are the areas that the bowlers can hit. And it takes a bit of time, I guess, sometimes, and you don't just rush into decisions. You see what's happening on the wicket and which bowler is bowling how, and then you make that call. And today it was luckily good enough, and we had enough overs to bowl enough.
Ali.
Virat, nature of sports is winners and losers. Do you have any sympathy for your number Alistair Cook? Obviously, he's going to be attracting a lot of attention and pressure over whether he should continue in the role. Is that something that you feel from that regard?
It's not my place to answer. I don't think we were asked. He was asked this question last time we played in England, so I don't think it's an appropriate question. Obviously, the emotions that they are going through, they can describe it better, but I'm in no position to comment on what he should do with his captaincy. He's played enough test matches and captain for long enough to understand what his mindset is like. I can't literally go into his head. Sorry?
Might as well talk about sympathy, just as a way.
See, obviously, it's I know. I mean, we've gone through that ourselves as a team. It's never easy to, especially when you win 2 tosses, you get 400 plus, and then you have an innings defeat. Obviously, it's deflating for an opposition. I know what they would be feeling like. We've gone through the same as well in the past, so it's never easy for the team. That's all I can say.
Bharat.
About Jadeja, there always used to be the storms about him being a bad wicket bowler, and he's more successful on those kind of wickets. But after a performance like today, I just want to get a little insight into captaining Jadeja, because he's like a jack in the box, he's all over the place, he's taking catches, and especially based on today's performance on a wicket, it really does not have that much good.
Yeah, so you have to see the kind of balance he gives the side. We don't rely on Jadeja as a bad wicket bowler. He's a perfect bowler for any condition in Test cricket. He's accurate, and that's what you need in Test cricket. You don't necessarily need to have variations, at your disposal, too many. His strength is bowling a nice pace, not giving too much air in the ball, and making the batsman think about how long they can defend, and that's his strength. On any wicket in the world, if you're bowling that accurately for a long time, invariably the batsman will make a mistake. So that's what we always banked upon as far as Jadeja is concerned. And it's only when he delivers in a massive way that these questions start coming up. We thought this about him. We as a team, we always believed in him a lot, that he gives this side the balance that we require to win Test cricket, Test matches, and especially in home conditions, it becomes much more lethal. But away as well, I think he's someone that can provide that accuracy for the team.
I'll take last few questions. Madhu, Neeru, GK, and Amit. I'll start with Amit.
Virat, did you say that in this series you have ticked most of the boxes and lost
tosses, we got 2 wickets, few players were injured, spinners getting wickets, fast bowlers. So basically, it's been an overall performance for you guys in these particular series.
Yes, I will say it's a complete performance. From the time we were put under pressure in the first game to coming back and winning the next 4 test matches, and coming from behind all 4 games. We lost 3 tosses, 4 tosses including Rajkot, and then winning 3 games out of that is very satisfying. So yeah, as a captain, I feel it was a complete series for us, and everyone contributed at different times, and especially the lower order contribution is something that stands out for me, in this particular series.
There, please.
Just also the regulation last week, technically late considering 70% for the first 4 days. Very confident that the bowler will not wait by believe that your bowlers
It's a very tricky situation actually to give yourself 20 more overs when if they haven't bowled you out in almost 200 overs, you don't feel like saying, this guy is close to 300. I mean, it doesn't happen every day, and it's not like he's taking 10 overs to do it. He was hitting sixes, he was hitting fours, and he was getting us a bigger lead. So it was a perfect scenario where he got us to a stage where we wouldn't have batted again. And at the same time, we had enough overs. If the wicket was doing enough, then those overs are good enough. If we have 5 bowlers, then we should be able to knock teams off in 90 plus overs, and that's exactly what we did. When we played abroad, I mean, most of the times the teams have given us batting on the last day with 90 overs and a target that's achievable. So it's all how you go about that particular situation. The good thing was that Karun really stepped it up close to his milestone, and it didn't take too long to get there. So it gave us 5 overs yesterday, and then today. This game is very unpredictable. After the first session, I'm sure you guys were not talking about all this. You would have said, oh, it's going to be a boring draw and nothing's happening. And then suddenly things happen, and in Test cricket, a team can lose in one session, and that's exactly what happened today.
Taking last 2 questions, Madhu and GK.
Virat, US part support from Finland, and then you got him in Sri Lanka as a backup when that is selected in India. Isn't that impresses you?
Who's that? Karun. Karun, I've always felt, I've not seen him play too much in first class cricket, but I've seen him play in the IPL against world class bowlers, and he's someone that he always showed character. He's someone that could, pull the ball well. He used his feet, could drive the ball well, could play with number 3 when the ball is swinging. Spinners, he's very lethal. I mean, I've not seen someone currently in India sweep so well against spinners, and he's just a complete package. And it's very difficult to find guys like that which have such character when it comes to batting, and they understand their game so well at such a young age. So it's important to back guys like Karun. And we always believed he was always our number 1 choice as a middle order backup. And credit to him when the chance came. Just 3rd innings, and he's done wonders for the team, wonders for himself as well. So I congratulate him. He's delivered what we expected him to. I mean, he's exceeded our expectations, everyone's expectations. But as I said, that shows his character at such a young age to understand his game fully. Hats off to him.
Virat, how do you look back at the year 2016, the disappointment of losing the T20 semi-finals? Is it made of the victories in the Test series and your personal form of 3 double hundreds in the last 5 months? Does it compensate for the loss? How do you look back from 2016?
I think as a team we've had a very good 2016. Apart from 2 setbacks I can point out. One would be the one-day series in Australia, and the second one, the T20 World Cup. We won the Asia Cup. We won the one-day series against New Zealand and India. We won all the Test series that we played, and it's been a memorable 2016 for the Indian cricket team, and that's something that I'm very proud of. To be a part of such a good year, such a good season, especially with a team in transition, is something that we can be very proud of. But this is just the foundation that's been laid for us to carry on for a lot many years, and it's just the beginning. It's nothing that we want to achieve. It's not even a tiny bit of that. So we understand where we want to go, but it's been a very good start, and hopefully the guys can keep putting this kind of effort and take the team where it belongs.
Thank you very much on behalf